Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're so sorry for missing this first stock. It was two hot ones, I'll be honest.
It was kind of swag.
But we are up here against Manchester University's Dr. Stank with CSU's Chimpus. Back for another match against what is a little bit of a rival for CSU, Manchester University eSports. We beat them in GLEC finals last fall. We lost to them in GLEC regular season this spring. And now we're back in CECC last chance qualifiers. Rux, do you have any thoughts?
We're going to have to see if Manchester can Manchester or if Chessmanster will Chessmanster.
All right, and we're going to tie in the booth.
But this seems interesting at the very least. As much as Duck Hunt Dog is a very defensive character, Chimpus has the sheer mobility of Bayonetta to just try and get in here. We saw early on Bayonetta does have the capability 2-0 to death. Coin flip. Nope. Coin flip failed. Unfortunately, we're going to see a flip heads.
Yeah, this matchup doesn't seem too favorable for Duck Hunt. On the one hand, Duck Hunt can get some really early kill confirms. But on the other hand, you have to be very, very tight with them because of Bayonetta's frame 1 escape option in the Bats Within. A nice little kill with the jab there.
It's looking like Chimpus is going to take the advantage here, but unfortunately they are going to just continue to trade to these stocks.
Yeah, neck and neck. Hitting the can over that way, so when he hits it again, it will go the opposite direction. Very smart. Little off-stage situation here.
A lot of tech chasing. We're going to see the up tilt into the up air, trying to get the follow-up. Gets about 45% off of it. We're going to see the beginning of offense, but then we're back to this neutral game where it feels like Dr. Stank is able to play a very, very potent game plan.
Oh, failing the tri-state twister, unfortunately.
What is that? What is that referring to?
Tri-state twister is a roll behind that ledge, typically into grab back throw, but you can do it into whatever.
I would just refer to it as roll to ledge back throw, but I guess that I'm
going for it again. Failing once again. Unfortunate.
Listen, you put the option in their mind, now they're expecting it. And they won't expect you to do it a third time.
True.
Okay, gets out of it with the Bat Within, avoids the setup combo. It's gonna kill?
Not quite.
Just
Smart
barely.
guy there. But that will take it, yeah. Alright, nice little intro here from Chimpus. We'll see who Manchester sends out next.
Chimpus taking the first set against Dr. Stank here. Going into this with a single stock, I feel like your main goal here is you just want people to trade for one. If CSU can begin to take this sort of momentum and advantage, they're going to be in a much better situation. I'm looking at what they have additionally, and I'm expecting. I could see the Diddy.
There's no game audio when we switch to this screen. Whenever SSBU is on the screen, we'll have game audio. Yeah, in this situation, I imagine Manchester's probably... They wouldn't really want to send out their Kazuya, I don't think.
I don't want to be Kazuya again. Like, this character's too mobile for Kazuya, in my opinion. I could see the Diddy, personally.
The Diddy would make sense, yeah. Duck 190 is also just their strongest player. Ranked number 2 in Indiana recently. Plays very well at Cavalier Clash. A very, very strong player.
Might end up being their anchor, though, if they don't want to end up going in for it early. I could also maybe see the Olimar.
Duck, I'm pretty sure in the past in their anchor, and I think past they've actually sent in on whenever they do this.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because whenever Grimbo comes in, it seems like he's able to find a lot of this, like the Manchester versus the rivalry.
Can they hear you?
I know.
Okay, well,
maybe in and out.
For those of our players, or those of our viewers who could not hear Mr. Time Monster, which is all of you, they apparently have a history of sending out their Piranha Plant player Grimbo into Chimpus, to some success, which makes sense. Olimar famously does very, very, very poorly into Bayonetta.
What could go wrong? He's got little guys with him. What could go wrong?
You send them and they attach to her, and then she has 20 seconds where she can witch time.
What if Chimpus were to forget to witch time? Then the matchup's 50-50.
True.
Just 50-50.
Any
you
update?
either win it or you don't.
Alrighty. We could also see the Ken come out. That matchup doesn't seem terrible.
I would want to save the Shotos maybe a little bit for later on. I would rather be the Ryu because, like, in this kind of situation, you're not going to be able to pin Bayonetta down in a way that you would really want to. So being able to kind of play that longer range game with the fireball might be preferable.
I agree, but I think if you're sending out Shoto into a one-stock Bayo, you want to be able to get that like quick kill, and I think Kazuya is more prone to being able to do that, having the stronger anti-air Shoryu, and being a little bit faster.
We're not going to sugarcoat it. But I think that probably we're going to see the plant. I would want to say the Shotos maybe for a little bit later on.
It sounds like we are getting Duck 190.
Okay.
So yeah, this is very much Manchester's best player here. No hate to any of their other players, but you know, can't argue with second in Indiana very much.
Yeah, like that's very highly ranked.
No idea, I'll be honest.
We're in Ohio. We don't know anybody outside of it.
I only know of Duck 190 because well, they play against us all the time, and also because he beat Winter Shorts recently. Wolfie? Oh, I know Wolfie, yeah. Wolfie's quite good, but you know who else is good? Chimpus.
Chimpus. This interaction has felt very interesting. Chimpus trying to exchange here, although I feel like it might be a little bit scary. You are both at a lower percentage, and like I feel like Diddy has like a little bit more value in percent, just given the fact that Bayonetta has such a hard time killing.
Yeah, very much so. I think one of Bayo's stronger points in this matchup is going to be the off-stage game. I think Bayo, or Diddy Kong really thrives on being able to edgeguard, and it's hard to do against Bayo. And Diddy Kong also thrives on having a very strong recovery, and Bayo is one of the characters who is a little bit better at exploiting it.
I can definitely see that Bayonetta is a character that has a lot of mobility, and then what is she doing to edgeguard? I'm not super familiar. I haven't seen that.
Nair, run off up B, so on and so forth.
Okay, no, yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking of, like, I was trying to, in my mind, it was like, oh, do you like glitch time it?
No.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, nice little string coming out from Chimpus. You're gonna start looking for kills soon.
Like stage control here, felt like it was looking to the back there.
That banana's so scary. Yeah, that's gonna be the kill.
Yeah. Banana into up smash is gonna end out the stock with CSU going into their next player, evened up. About what we expect from. That's a threat. That is a.
Yeah.
Who do you send in here?
I'd be shocked if it wasn't Ruby.
I think seeing the Clash of the Titans this early on would be really interesting, but I don't think I can say that I entirely disagree.
I think it's either Ruby or it's Dreamless. I think it's one of those two for sure. I think right now those are our two strongest players in singles. You know, Victor recently getting 5th at Midgar Mayhem with some very good wins. Winter Shorts, I believe, he took a set off. Ruby, he took a set off. But I think the matchup is just a little more favorable for Ruby, and I think Ruby is just a little bit of a better player in Cruz.
I could definitely believe that. I think that like Ruby here going into the terrified myself for a second. I thought I kicked over the table. Ruby here seems like a really, really solid pick. Although CSU, like, here's the thing: as much as it is a gambit, if you are able to save Ruby here, you are in a massive advantage at CSU.
Yeah.
So it's going to probably come down if they want to play it safe or if they want to kind of shoot for a bit of an advantage play. Like if like Dreamless or whoever ends up coming in here who isn't Ruby is able to take it, that means that they have like Manchester's stuck without an anchor.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's I mean, there's not Duck 190 is not a player where anyone you can just send and be like, oh yeah, he's got this.
Yeah. It's going to be contentious either way.
Yeah, so I think they might want to save Ruby for Anchor, so they could send out Dreamless, but they also don't want to lose too many stocks to this Diddy Kong.
Yeah. I don't
Colin's been playing so much Roy, and that matchup's so bad.
Like, I think the Roy is a problem, but I think that I like the potential of the Young Link here, where it is, like, he's a character who is effectively playing the same game plan, although I think that not in, like, neutral control territory, but, like, I think Fire Arrow can contest Banana.
Yeah, I think it's difficult because Diddy Kong is a very short character, and a lot of Young Link's projectiles you're throwing a little bit high. Is going to be Colin.
Okay, we are going to see a variation on something I'm not allowed to mention.
So yeah, sending in the child into the monkey here. Into the chimp.
I don't hate this. I think that it might be a little bit difficult, but I think that if Colin can play this right, play this a little bit smartly, we might be in for a treat.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see how this will go. It's definitely a slower pace than the last game.
It's a slower pace, but at the same time, I think that these are at least interesting characters who play at a slower pace.
Yeah.
Where it is like, I wish more characters in Ultimate were designed like this, where it is like, these are both like combo-heavy characters, but they are also very defensive characters in the fact of like, they're built around their own projectiles.
Yeah, nice little Z-drop shenanigan there.
Unfortunate gets F-tilted for banana.
Colin's walking into a lot of these grounded bananas. It's not really what you want to see here.
Maybe trying to find a career in stand-up comedy. Slapstick, I guess. The Nair out of shield is doing work. It is. It's not stand-up. It slipped down. I wouldn't have repeated your joke louder unless you couldn't be heard.
No, I can't.
Yeah. Colin really holding his own here. I know he's a little bit skeptical of this pick, but
I'm really liking the air-to-air interactions here, where it's like it's felt like Colin has been able to aggressively call out Duck 190 with the fair air-to-air. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, and now, I mean, Colin being a player that's used to working with items, I think will take advantage of just being able to hold on to banana for a little bit more than most players. We are going to see stocks even up, though.
Definitely. Although you mentioned items, and now I'm just thinking of if Arctic had gone in and gotten the coin flip off the banana, I would have been screaming right now. But that's not the reality we are in. We are having Colin going head-to-head against Duck 190.
Oh, barely not getting hit by that grounded banana just because Duck 190 went for the down tilt punish. Dropping the combo a little bit, but punishing the spot dodge.
American Reset, baby.
It's not a thing.
Yes, it is!
It's not a thing.
This is...
And that's going to be a quick stock from Duck 190. Wow, really picking up the pace here.
Maybe a little bit scary here. Colonies does have a little bit of a percentage deficit if you want to be able to kill here, but at the same time, it's not too hard to make that up with a combo.
Yeah, you really don't want to go down 2 stocks against Duck 190 because, I mean...
That's a lot of value to be found.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if Duck 190 goes down without picking at least 1 stock against any player.
Nice air dodge, gets out of the situation, throws it, unfortunately doesn't find the boomerang, tries to get the active up tilt, or up air, but doesn't quite find it.
Yeah, and now we're seeing one of Young Link's weaker points, which is that sometimes these skill confirms are just a little bit niche, a little bit hard to land.
Yeah.
And Duck 190 building up a lot of extra credit in the meantime.
Yeah, no, that's... 78 against a Diddy Kong is terrifying, admittedly.
Definitely. Especially when you're going to start dying to, like, banana F smash from 2 neutral interactions from now.
Dash that gets the hit off. Colin is going to take control of the stage. Finds the down tilt!
That was F tilt. Very, very good punish, though. But, man, 98 on all in here is scary.
Just a little bit too far, going to be able to survive it, ideally.
Very, very smart boomerang there to stop the peanut.
The down tilt tries to follow up, doesn't quite get it.
Oh my god. The jab trade with the up smash, so that's gonna be it.
Major fight. Colony's taking 2 stocks off of Duck 190. I think even if like you end up losing an additional stock here, I think that you're in a really decent position. Because this was the anchor. And as much as like I think you're a little bit concerned about momentum here, but I think you can still definitely take it.
Yeah. We definitely see Dreamless here, right?
You bring the Pethra here, right?
No, not against Diddy Kong. You go Brawler.
What's the problem with
recovery? It's the freest edge guard in the world.
Don't
get drop banana into down air to kill everything.
Don't get launched off stage. You have a sword! Don't let him in!
Diddy Kong is famously extremely good against swords.
Hit him!
Thing is, he stands further away from your sword and throws a banana at you.
You knocked the banana away! That's how that functions! How is this character good against swords?
Not a baseball.
What do you mean, knock it away? It's
Projectiles work in this game! That's how throwing projectiles work!
I don't remember where Pirate's reflector is, but
That's not a reflector!
you
It
can't.
flashes with the projectiles! Yes, it is!
You can't hit banana. You know that, right?
You can't hit banana?
You can't hit banana. It's transcendent.
Why? It's a banana peel!
I don't know. It just
He's the
behaves
top
like
tier in
that.
every game.
This is true. He has been top tier. in
Look, I
every
can't
game.
even complain because I don't. He's like. I can't believe I'm saying this. Diddy's not even the most toxic top tier in the game!
You might be like top 3 least toxic top tiers.
That's crazy!
He's not the most toxic top tier in any game, even. He
I-
was pretty honest in 4 after patches. He was pretty honest in Brawl, relatively.
Does he have an infinite in Brawl?
Technically, no. Technically, you can only go from one side of the stage to the other on most characters.
I thought you could, like, back and forth.
On some characters, you can.
So the characters.
Which most
is like
good
80%.
characters in Brawl have.
That's
He
like.
also doesn't kill you until 200.
Down smash strong.
He's not going to go.
He does banana into down smash. I think we should stop having conversations with Ty Munster because the viewers can't hear them.
Probably. We need a Halab mic or something.
Lap
A
mic?
third mic.
Yeah, we have one on the headset technically. Sounds like we got a player coming in, and it's Arctic. Okay, not a
I
bad.
was talking about the coin flip earlier.
Yeah, Arctic, very very strong player, and I think you could definitely see some offstage shenanigans against Diddy Kong. Maybe get a quick stock that way, or a quick stock with the 0 to death. We'll see how it goes.
Arctic, hit the 0 to death with the banana and my soul is yours. I don't... Hit a 0 to death with banana.
I think Diddy Kong should be able to rob 0 to death. I think you should be able to monkey flip, and it's just an active hitbox the whole way.
Yeah, you know, sure, why not?
Smash
Like
fix.
Wolf Offbeat.
Sakurai, take notes.
Speaking of 0 to death, didn't, like, Sword Fighter get, like, development or something? Yeah.
The sword fighters have known for a while. It was the non-sword fighter players that didn't know, because there are no sword fighters, and the ones that do exist aren't good enough to hit it.
Oh, that's why. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, every character in this game is a mid-tier unless you're bored. Unfortunately.
Which V sword fighter is?
I mean, you could put a guy on there. Like, if you put a Sans head on it, it's a little bit less boring.
Yeah.
I want there to be like a it looks like Arctic's still trying to chew through here.
Yeah. Oh, that reflector not hitting the banana is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Duck's approaching kill percent here, but playing a little bit more passive, just building this percent on Arctic. This is looking scary.
Losing stage control in a little bit of a scary position. That Nair is really good for landing with at the very least.
Oh, off
That's
the top.
That's like when you y'all know the DVD symbol and you see it hit the corner. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. Oh man, you really don't want to lose this stock here.
Yeah, that's... You really don't want to be here.
Oh, this is so scary. That's gonna be big damage.
It's looking like global warming.
Okay, okay. Offstage situation.
Oh, no!
Just throwing it away. Oh, big gyro, missing the down air.
I think the gyro is regular sized.
Dude, he's gonna get banana F smashed again. I'm calling it. Oh no, that's the
Eric?
kill. No!
No!
Oh.
Okay. Okay, clutch.
Okay, this is winnable.
This
We need Arctic to take one stock here.
stock disadvantage is terrifying. However, CSU still has their anchor in Ruby, is now in a position where it's scary, but like we see like 2 Shotos here, right?
We have a Ryu, a Ken, different players, and a Kazuya, also a different player. We could see, we're probably seeing the Kazuya come out.
We're seeing the 4 Kazuyas come out.
The Kazuya Pars, very, very infamous Wi-Fi grinder. So he will be hitting those Kazuya combos, even on Snake with the 1-frame link, on Wi-Fi, which is scary.
No,
But also, you're playing Kazuya into Snake, and it's very hard to get in that matchup.
Ruby's taken 6 from this exact position before. Actually, from the worst position.
Like that's the power of the anchor.
Against Manchester in particular, Ruby has won from the position Arctic was just in, except he was the anchor.
Okay.
Not won. He took 6 and then lost the final spot.
Yeah. Okay. This is definitely doable. I am curious to see who they send out. It's probably going to be Pars, just because if you want to take a 1 stock off a Rob, you don't really have a much better bet than sending in a Kazuya.
Yeah, no, I think we're seeing the Kazuya. And if we don't, I'm a little bit
Mr. Munster giving a strange look at the screen.
They weren't in the lobby for a second. They like left for some reason.
Wonderful.
They've got to switch their internet connection.
Switch.
So Nintendo Switch 2. You see that, guys? You see that price? You see that price tag, guys?
Don't y'all love Soul Calibur 2, guys?
Bro, I can't wait for 2026 when Smash 6 comes out and CSU Esports has to spend $4,000 on Switch 2s.
On 2 Switches. 2 Switches, 2 copies of the new Smash game, and 6 pairs of DLC.
I love the price of modern video games, baby.
3 pairs of DLC.
What if Smash 6 gets announced and Mario isn't in it?
Okay, I would kind of be hyped for. What if he was What if Mario was DLC?
That's like Pokemon without Pikachu.
There have been Pokemon games without Pikachu.
Like main one.
I think they're right for
There
it.
have been ones you can't get them in the main story until post game.
Yeah, but that's
still
what I mean. Like that's like making Mario like an unlockable character.
I think that's peak. I think that's peak.
That would be peak. You could finally rework him. Give him Cappy in his movie.
No.
I think we should stop having conversations with Ty Munster because the audience
I'm
can't
getting
hear
loud
that.
enough.
Okay. That's
Okay.
fine then.
I don't want. I think that I don't really want a full-scale Mario rework.
That's fair. And it is going to be Pars, the one and only, number 10 in Indiana. Didn't know they had more than 10 people there. And we're starting off.
And we begin the game. I feel like Arctic just has to keep Pars out, right?
Yeah, you keep Pars out until you've taken like 30. And that's bad.
No, I don't think Pars is sugarcoating it.
No!
This is fine. That's not fine.
He killed himself. Okay, this is winnable.
This
Kirby Air Ride 2!
It's Ruby time, right? Like we're grooving and grooving, right?
It's actually they're sending in Michael.
No, listen.
I've spoken with the Oracle.
Michael with the heart of the cards.
Wrong snakeskin.
I think it's just the
light
solid
blue.
black one.
It's the light blue.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Here's the plot line. Gleck finals against Manchester. They send in Olimar, right?
Okay.
And we send in Michael, and he selects bounce 3 times and invalidates the character, and he wins the match for us, and it is the hypest thing ever. And then he graduates, and we get the like sports anime "Where Are They Now" thing, and he's like a high school teacher, and like Victor is like building race cars for Formula One, and like
turned 19 at this point.
Who's the obligatory character who unfortunately becomes a police officer?
oh, I mean we only have one political science major in our program. All I'll say.
It's always one. Like that's the thing about like anime. Where are they now? Someone has to become a cop.
Yeah, shout out Persona 4 and Persona 3.
I will not be shouting out Persona 4. I'm not talking about my opinions on that game. I'm not talking about it. I think it's mid.
Shout out Kirby Air Ride 2.
Shout out Kirby Air Ride 2. Shout out
Oh, big eyes from our producer.
But it's not Snake.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Ah! Up.
Oh.
Up. Mistake?
Huh?
Mistake
We
made?
didn't leave the lobby.
Crazy that Lima won Evo. Remember that?
Ooh, weird thing to bring up.
I'm just thinking about it. Lima's on the list of people who have an Evo medal forever.
Good for him.
Along with like one below weapon. And we're getting into it now. Definitely not the player we expected, but maybe the player we deserved.
Sugarcoat. Okay, we're fine.
No, Foresight is going to be helpful in this matchup. But man, not sending in Ruby is...
It's a choice.
Yeah,
They
I
might be
know what the
holding.
thought process was there. Maybe Ruby just doesn't feel confident in the cause.
I think that's possible. I don't... I think I agree with it, but like I guess that's something to ask later.
Yeah, I know Ruby's mentality has been not the best as of late, so maybe they just want to save him for later games, potentially against less polarizing characters, ones that are less mentally taxing.
I think that's definitely possible, but at the same time, I could also see an aspect.
And it's over!
That's scary.
No, that's the stock. Very, very nice showing from Dreamless. Oh my.
Roller coaster of emotions. Also, I think the side B is so... I think the spinny funny is a classic.
Yeah, I discovered recently that if you side B at ledge, the hitbox goes way out there and you can edge guard Falco. Yeah. Oh my god!
Okay, I understand it now! Dreamless waking Pars up with the F smash!
I understand it now. I get why they didn't send in Ruby. Oh my goodness.
It's the Danny DeVito image. I understand it now.
I get it.
Oh, I know why this happened. So the player's screaming some words we cannot say on screen. But okay. I remembered why this happened.
All right.
We have a little bit of perhaps one-sided beef between these two players.
I think the beef just got cooked.
I think
We are hearing this.
You guys can't hear this.
This is the most extreme pop-up I think I've ever heard.
Victor is, I'm gonna say this not in his words because I'd lose my job, does not think Pars is the strongest player. And so perhaps was sent in for a little bit of grudge settling.
Jumping Jehoshaphat. That's Buster.
I'm so sad I couldn't see that pop off in the room, but I think it's slightly funnier to hear it from here.
It's so no. Anytime you hear a pop off from here, you have to you understand how loud it has to be.
Thank God we turned on NVIDIA.
Dude, there are
imagine if we were casting.
There are Counter-Strike players in there just trying to calm with their teammates.
Imagine if we were if we were out there on stream and you had to hear that directly. I think we'd get banned.
Imagine that from the pods player.
Yo!
So now Manchester's options are Chodos, Plant, Olimar, none of which do well into this character.
I'm starting to see the vision.
Yeah, that was smart. And it is going to be Mitch.
Now, Ken, very interesting character, did lose all of his apes in the transition to Street Fighter 6.
This is true, yeah. All his apes gone.
All his apes are gone. His wife left him.
Wife left him, apes gone. Homeless.
Homeless versus dreamless.
Yeah,
Hooks attack cancel.
Yeah, this a lot slower than the Pars game was so far. Just poking with that sword, just seeing what's there.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest, I'm biased because I see a sword character on my screen and I get a little taste of home. Okay. Let's get some nice damage in. Jab through into grab?
Within the one frame there.
Yeah, I should take control of stage again.
Neutral get up is such a busted option, dude. It's crazy that there's only one frame where you can punish it. Oh, scary combo there.
Ouch.
CSU losing their,
Advantage.
not advantage, but even standing.
I mean, it was advantage because Mitch was at such a higher percent.
Oh, I see, yeah. Oh, and that's gonna
Just barely get back.
already touched stage, but that's gonna be the kill, yeah.
Yeah, no, you don't live that. Like, that's a DLC character hitting you with the DLC move. You're not surviving that in any universe.
Everyone talks about the DLC move. No one talks about the fact that Piranha Plant is DLC, or like Baile.
No, DLC. Piranha Plant was a free character at the start.
I only had one deal too.
This is true.
It's like
Baile
if Gor-
is not. That's gonna be that though.
That's
yeah.
brutal.
That is brutal. Yeah, this is suddenly very scary.
He's in a bit of a pickle. This is such a lower energy game than the previous
Yeah.
one.
You can't feel the hatred through the screen anymore.
You can't sense the bottomless malice within the human heart here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That last game was sort of. This is just a normal like high stakes Smash Bros. Game, whereas the last one was sort of an exercise in the human capacity for spite.
No, that's real.
Scary. Missing the
Scramble.
punish though. That's big.
I was looking for it.
Yeah, not quite finding the kill. Not getting that ledge trap either.
Go, gadget random down there.
Staying Pyra for a long time here, looking for this kill. And at some point, you gotta cut your losses and go back to Aegis or the Mithras to get those kills.
Okay.
I was wrong. I'm sorry for doubting you.
Just on the tip of the hitbox, gets the hit 99%.
And that's kill.
That is kill. Unfortunate. Couldn't extend the hatred a little bit longer. Incredibly close.
Yeah. Okay, we do get first player counter pick here though, which I think is big.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. They might just send Mitch back out.
I could
Or-
believe it.
They send Pars back out to bait Dreamless and go Duck 190.
Don't they just start with the
The Duck Hunt? I don't know. I think
don't think the Duck Hunt's well matched.
they know that all of our players have a lot of Duck Hunt experience. In fact, we brought in a Duck Hunt player just this Sunday to scrim.
Ooh.
Shout out to Cole's Corner, our favorite retired old man. Bro versus dude, making a lot of bold assumptions here, Mr. Time Monster. So we know you can't hear him, but what Time Monster said is that he doesn't believe that women can play video games well.
No.
So.
That's not
Yeah, we might just see the Duck Hunt again. It's a pretty good neutral start.
We could. Or we could see 4 Kazuya's.
No, it's against the rules.
Would you report the 4 Kazuya team? Would you really?
I would report the 4 Kazuya team. Right, there we go. That's some nice inclusive language.
I'm censoring it.
I'm not. No, that was the bit. That was funny. That's banter.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
It's a video game you can play.
Video game you can play.
Maybe.
It's so awesome that none of the people in this room like it.
It's so awesome. that-
Okay.
I
I think that's a bit disingenuous.
I have something. I think it's. I was looking at the TikTok earlier, and I'm thinking about the first casters out of context. And there's that one person who commented like, "This commentary really shows a love for the game."
It is a love for the game of commentary. Not
No, I
a
love
for the game
it.
of
To be
Smash.
fair, like correct. I love commentating. I love being in the booth, but
Yeah.
Listen, let me commentate some Melee, let me commentate some like Under Night Inbirth. You got a whole other beast on your hands.
Give Smash 6 wave.
Give Smash 6.
Give Smash 6 wave landing, but not wave dashing.
I think wave dashing should be character specific.
One character.
Only ice climbers.
Only okay, look.
Ice climbers.
It would be kind of cool if it was only Fox, to be fair. Like, you know, like any of the Spaceys with like the metal legs, they get their wave dash.
To be fair, I feel like 2 of the 3 Spaceys have pretty toxic power distributions in their kit, so giving them a wave dash would give them the opportunity to examine their in a way that.
I mean, like, here's my perspective on it. I think Fox with wave dashing would be a more interesting character in general. Actually, I think most of the I think if you design the game around these mobility tools, you end up with a more interesting game.
Think of a world where we can happily nerf Falco up tilt and Fox dash attack.
I think, are the Star Fox characters amputees? Or do they have legs under them?
So they are canonically amputees.
So the first canonically disabled Smash characters.
Are they willing?
Yes. So actually, no.
It's not.
Yes and no. They are. So the entire point of the robot legs is pseudoscience. It's to prevent blood flow going to your legs while they're flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also so that their back airs do crazy numbers.
That's true.
Yeah. Have you seen Falco down air, bro? Not in this game, but in the first 2 he was in. Goodness.
In Wolf back air. Honestly, like
Wolf back air. That's a move.
You know what? I think that Smash 6 should just port for most of the part Melee Fox and just balance the rest of the cast around him.
Okay.
Counterpoint, they should port in Brawl Ganon, retexture that as Black Shadow, and then balance the game around that.
Do you want to play a game where everybody is incredibly weak?
That'd be so funny.
You could just go play Brawl, except you ban like 10 characters.
Yeah.
Brawl, but you ban Ice Climbers, Meta Knight, Marth, and Falco, and Olimar, and Diddy Kong.
Okay, hear me out.
And Pikachu.
Tournament where the higher tier...
Pikachu's better than at least one of those characters.
Alright, concept for a tournament. The higher tier your character is, the worse controller you're allowed to use.
Oh, this would be a fun side.
Like, I don't know if you'd run it in Brawl, but if you play Meta Knight, you have to do it on Wiimote.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be really bad for Meta Knight because you can't, like, up air without jumping. You have to
You
play
can hold
with
it.
tap jump. Holding it for multi-jump characters gives you double jump.
What?
It's the case in Ultimate, too.
Okay, to be fair, I don't play double jump characters anymore, but
And in Melee. It's just the case in all of them.
jump characters.
All of them
Every
have double
character
jumps. You mean triple jump characters.
Multi-jump.
Double air jump. How was that?
Double jump.
Is there any character in Melee with only 2 air jumps?
No, because the only air jumps, the additional air jumps are Kirby and Puff.
And they have many.
Nobody else.
No one else.
What other character in Smash aside from them who isn't a Kirby character has it? Like Pit?
Pit, Ridley, Dark Pit,
I forgot Ridley was in the game.
DDD.
I said non-Kirby.
I know.
I know DDD's there.
There's at least a couple more. You count Pizza Float?
No, of
No.
course we don't. That's a different mechanic. Oh, do I count?
Brawl has even more jumps.
They should just bring back the spin.
No, I like side B. I hit down throw on the plat into down air, nair, jump side B into the blast zone, and it was very happy.
You get the current side B if you press it. You get the
Yeah.
old side B if you hold it.
Roll get upside.
I don't think bootleg Raptor boosts are that cool.
I think Raptor Boost is bootleg pit side B, true.
It's peak.
So I think I joined late. I joined 1 minute, less than a minute after they sent the message and they already started. I think they're both on random because that's what the game said. I don't know if that's
It might be a button check.
it might be.
If it isn't,
If it isn't, then they already started.
on random.
Or the game just didn't know what to do, so it just said, screw it, they're both on random. Figure it out.
What if they added random as a character?
Did it already?
No. Like, as in you get into the game and all of your moves are randomized. Like, You could have like Pit Up Smash.
My
and,
single most wanted character for Smash is Sandbag.
I knew you were gonna say that.
me when I play Smash Flash 2.
It's Sandbag, Persona 3 protagonist.
Okay.
I don't have anyone else I want that could reasonably get in.
I know you really want Isaac.
I think Isaac would be sick. At this point, I don't really... There isn't really a DLC character that's going to make me... I'd play Travis, I guess. No More Heroes if they made him out not a Mii costume.
I mean, they could do Hollow Knight character.
I'm not gonna comment on it. I'm not gonna get myself crucified by the...
Silksong confirmed 2025.
Silksong isn't real.
Me, when I'm gonna be honest, the Silksong devs were just waiting for Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 to get released, and they're like, "Oh hey, we're releasing our game too. Don't you care about us too?"
They were holding it hostage. They were waiting for Toby Fox. Like, release your darn second, third, and fourth part, and we'll do our part.
No, here's my thing.
Silksong tomorrow. True?
Silksong will never be Deltarune. They want it to be Deltarune so bad, and it's not.
I don't think
That's
this.
true.
I think you made this up in your brain.
I did, but it's also very real. When have you heard Silksong news when it's not accompanied by Deltarune news?
I don't pay attention to Deltarune news, so most times.
I think when it was announced, it was...
I think it was around then.
Well, around then is different. That's like... The Sonic movie keeps coming out around the same time as Disney movies. There's no correlation there.
If
Yeah, it's
they
just
wanted it
different
to
movies.
be Deltarune, they would have released individual parts of the map one at a time. True?
True.
I don't think you can do that. That's not how a roguelike, or not a roguelike, that's not how a Metroidvania functions.
True. But I'm not playing Deltarune, so I can assume it's the same way for that.
Eh.
I still haven't played Undertale, and I don't really have much of an interest in
At
it.
this point, it's too late for it at this point.
I know the story. I've had it all spoiled for me. Chimpus Grimbo. Real?
Why are we talking? That's... Don't...
In my
This sounds like
first name,
someone
last name.
making fun of Ultimate Player's tags.
Basic Grimbo coming in on Bayonetta and Piranha Player.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that since it's
On stream setup, can we get a Chimpus and Grimbo?
Imagine somebody telling somebody right when Brawl came out that in 17 years you would have a match of Bayonetta versus Piranha Player. The players would be named Chimpus and Grimbo.
I think that it
The
is...
tags were worse in Brawl.
No, everybody wanted... Like, old tags want to sound cool. Modern tags just sound like something.
Old
tags
were edgy. New tags are dumb.
All right. If you got to choose, which one do you think you prefer? Edgy tags or
I prefer edgy.
I kind of like edgy because
Dude, Soul Rifle? Coolest
No!
of all time.
Okay. Character names, weapon names, whatever, edgy every day. Weapon names, seeing somebody go in wielding the Soul Reaver, playing as Destructor 500 or something.
Soul
here's the
Soul
thing.
Rifle's a player.
Soul Rifle is a really like Destructor 500 is boring, but like
You're right.
Mewtwo King, Armada.
So, in my example, then you have somebody named Soul Blade. Or, I know it's Soul Rifle. Somebody named Soul Rifle going into a game playing Kazuya Mishima, and their name is Berry Juice. That's so funny to me.
I don't know. I think edgy names are cooler. Like, who is that that Fox player? Silent Wolf?
Yo,
Dude.
Silent
Wolf?
Yeah. Silent Wolf versus Axe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking it's Sonic Fox.
Sonic Fox plays Skullgirls.
I know. That's why I was shocked that she said Fox player.
Okay, fair. Like, here's my thing with that. Like, as much I think the dumb names are fun when they're interspersed with the edgy names. Like,
Yeah.
when you have like a Hungry Box going up against somebody else. Like, Hungry Box is a peak name.
Hungry Box versus.
Like, also, I think that it's less that it's edgy versus. Yo!
Okay, we have to talk about the game now. That was hype.
That was a combo that I expect to see like a traditional fighting game. I don't know how you do that kind of thing with DI in the game. That's sick.
Yeah.
Which time is that?
Which time, and there are only so many angles you can go against which heel slide. The DI multiplier on that move is not very high.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, some nice extra credit coming out here from Chimpus. Fully lapping Grimbo in damage.
Really where you want to be. Back to the stage, avoiding the 2A. It's the which time in the up tilt, not quite able to follow up too much on it.
Yeah.
back air unfortunately positions off the stage. It's hit with the 2E. The ledge at the very least, still getting edge guarded.
Yeah, this is a character you don't think you'd be able to edge guard or ledge trap very well, but ooh, another stock coming out with the witch time.
I mean, like, to be fair, this character has Gordo if it were good. So, like,
True. Doing.
There's the swallow.
also, I don't think they can hear you.
Do you not know the swallow, either of you?
Yeah, let me go.
I probably
look up the
know what
Mamma
it is,
Mia.
just not by name.
So it's a frame perfect tech for Piranha Plant.
Oh, I know what it is. Yeah.
Where if you throw the Patui right as it is going to be swallowed, it's 0.
It's 2 frame perfect inputs.
Yeah. And some Piranha Plants have been getting it relatively consistently in bracket, and guess where they're from?
Just call it a swallow cancel.
No, it's
That's a swallow cancel.
swallow.
I'm not gonna call. I'm not gonna call. I caught it. I caught it. It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Good catch, good catch.
I'm not gonna call a wake up DP the Mamma Mia. I'm not calling it a swallow. It's a swallow cancel. Okay?
Swallow cancel is not much more serious, so
It's not more serious, but it explains the concept a lot better than swallow. Like,
I think swallow is very informative.
no, it isn't. This entire conversation started by both of us saying, I don't know what the swallow is.
guys, I'm gonna be honest. Grimbo's getting kind of owned.
I mean, yeah, that's why we're saying things on stream.
That's why we're talking about this swallow. Come on, lock it.
Yeah, but you know, Corey's gonna be annoying.
We popped off. We popped off for the sick kill. What more do you want?
If they want better commentary, they should come back here and do it themselves.
Rory does enough, I think. That man's holding our Smash
Yeah.
department together. Not
roll?
quite getting the jab. Going for it again.
Aw, that hurt my boys.
Nice.
That was kind of sick.
Nice lead coming out here from Chimpus. We are almost definitely seeing Duck come out, right? Almost certainly. That weed kind of whack.
We got whacked.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I'd say more plucked, given the fact it was with the F smash.
Chimpus is a weed whack.
Truing. Do you guys think Piranha Plant like power scales like above or below like the median of the cast?
I feel like I would have to get a better estimate of what the median of the cast is.
I'm looking at
Like-
it.
Like, are we talking like in lore? Or are we talking like?
Above.
In lore.
Because you got to remember, there's like characters who are obviously below him, like the Spaceys are 3. Falcon is going to be clearly below. Come on, Piranha
He has a
Plant-
gun.
Yeah, a gun. Piranha Plant is like you would scale to like planetary level if you were actually looking.
What's your feat for this?
I don't know, but I know that based on power levels and based on like the
You're building this off of hype moments and aura against Captain Falcon.
look.
Captain Falcon can pilot a car at thousands of kilometers an hour.
And he has an asteroid destruction level punch, but he would still not be able to.
I think you're just trying to glaze your own character.
Your own character.
You were a plant player, weren't you?
Yeah, like 3 years ago.
Yeah, that means you have skin in the game
Dude,
still.
that checks out so much.
I still think Plant is low key good. I still think this
No.
character is like a solid mid tier.
I think that people who play heavies in Smash Ultimate should all be taken out back like Old Yeller.
I think Plant is better than every heavy who isn't not a heavy because Kazuya is not a heavy.
Yeah, no, that's like because the heavies are bad.
True.
Like,
Yeah, but
here's the thing. I will admit every character in Ultimate is a mid tier until they aren't. Like, I don't care about like low tier, mid tier does not matter to me. They're all gimmicky mid tiers with one gimmick.
I think Incineroar carries harder than Sonic.
Like, okay, I'd need the calcs on that.
I
I think-
think that
It takes.
Wait, which Sonic?
character like in
No, yeah, if we're talking like is this about lore or is this about like
no,
is this
like in game.
carries. I
Like-
think Incineroar carries harder than
Incineroar
Sonic.
players are worse players for the results that they get than Sonic players. Like the character does more heavy lifting for Incineroar than it does for Sonic.
I think it's just easier to play Incineroar at their level.
I think that Incineroar isn't necessary. Like, I think Incineroar is not even like the top 3 most carried characters in the game because that's Bowser, Ike, and
to be fair, I don't think it's a hard, like, even if you didn't know entirely, I don't think it's a hard guess to say it's a Shoto. There are 3 of them. No, he's using a Shoto. He's a Mishima.
Neutral B is a projectile. He has.
That's not what Shoto means.
That's
not what Shoto means.
And attack cancel. Therefore,
That's not
I
what
think
Shoto means.
Shoto in a Smash context means something different.
Absolutely, but that's not where that term comes from, so I'm not going to use it in a Smash context.
he's a Shoto.
Get out of the booth.
I think
They
you need
don't
to
care.
stop being a language cop and let words mean what people use them as. Because that's what a real definition is. Language is owned by the people.
Are you talking to me or Rob?
Rocks.
So here's my thing with that. I'm normally all for that until it's the Smash Ultimate players making things. Oh, actually, no. Hearly countered that. Start calling it the Mamma Mia then.
No one called it that. No, that's genuinely a psyop starting to make Smash players look bad during Smash 4. And no one actually ever called it that.
There is a medium behind the message.
Yeah,
Name one example as bad as Mamma Mia, or even remotely.
What were we
that
talking
close.
about earlier? Spallo.
I think having a niche funny tech name for a niche funny tech on a niche funny character is fine.
Whoever said Plant was funny, that character's boring.
I think
He's funny in concept.
Yeah, funny in a lot of things are funny in concept.
Plant is like a highbrow humor. He doesn't make you laugh, but he
Not
doesn't
really.
raise your eyebrows.
He was funny on release, but now it's like, do you look at those Smash Bros? I'm like, yeah, I'm really happy that that Piranha Plant is in this game. I really.
I think Plant Gang was a cultural moment that cannot be replicated.
It can't be, but I don't think it was.
It was okay with Barbie, not Barbie.
How is that at all similar to Plant Gang?
Yeah, no, that's entirely different.
I think like it is.
It also was like way less funny.
So, Kazuya, Pars, Chimbis,
Kazuya,
10 stocks.
Second one's very good.
Yeah, that is nice. Because now we send out Dreamless. We really don't send out Dreamless when Duck 190 is still in the... this is Brawler's worst matchup.
I mean, probably.
You nair at him.
Oh no!
Ah! Yeah, you nair at Kazuya, and then he does his invincible move that kills you and beats nair, and it beats nair and kills you. It beats nair and kills you. This game would be so much better. I lost to a box Kazuya a while ago, bro. Characters that require less skill have never existed. That type.
Okay.
Let's go, Chimpus.
Chimpus making us regret not talking about the match.
2 stocks here is really, really big.
No,
against
yeah,
you.
absolutely.
Oh.
Okay, you got the 2.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, for our viewers at home, if CSU wins this, we play another LCQ match at 8:30.
Yeah, Baroni.
If we get there in time.
Who do you think we're bringing in?
Probably Colin. Not an Arctic angle, probably not a Dreamless angle with Duck 190 still in it. Probably not a Ruby angle this early.
This whole team is not an Arctic angle, I'm gonna be honest.
What if
Yeah.
we just started playing
Hey,
Kazuya?
he won Black.
That's true.
He took the final stock. Against this player, no less.
That's true. But then you either get a Ryu, Ken, or Diddy Kong with Rob.
What if you believe in the robotic operating buddy?
Or that robotic operating buddy. But it's either it's a Shoto or it's a chimpanzee.
We get it, bro. You hate your boyfriend.
You can't just whip that out of nowhere.
Not hating, by the way.
Not canon.
Context.
Not canon.
Yeah, but like you're pretty close. You guys talk about being in love with each other a decent amount.
That's just boys being boys.
Yeah. Yeah. You know it's legal now, right? You don't have to say that anymore.
We're just good friends.
In your case.
So yeah, definitely you were definitely seeing Colin. It's definitely gonna be the Colin Young link.
Michael?
The hero?
True. Hero does really well into this roster of characters, but
I feel like you say that every time.
you then also have to send out Michael in a very high stress situation.
I think Hero does really well into every matchup as long as you have the heart of the cards on your side. As long as you have the heart of the cards on your side.
But bounce.
Top deck bounce.
Oh, the
Are we speaking it?
fog?
Are we speaking it into existence?
No.
No, sorry, it's just my non-voice.
2, 1, go!
So I think this makes some sense. I think you try and cheese out a kill before.
Do you think
Far as
Rob the
Jesus
robot
will
could be
allow
a?
you.
Do you think Rob the robot could secretly be a command? Like it's telling you to do something.
Rob the robot is taller than Kazuya Michi. You ever think about this?
I'm thinking about what's going. Oh, good. We're talking about how that wasn't a good matchup.
Well, Duck 190 time.
That was like a 0 to death.
Almost.
It's close enough. Every number is 0 if you stop looking at it.
Every number is any number if I don't look at it.
Every number is any other number. Math isn't real.
Our commentary is so bad. Can we be real for a minute? Our commentary is so bad.
Yeah, we haven't had matches. We're rusty. We haven't commentated anything in a
This is why
while.
We need to do the thing so we get it out of our system.
This isn't even like
No.
that. This is just like I mean, it's relevant conversation.
Dude, look at how detailed that Rob render is, bro.
The renders in this game are great.
Look at the bottom of his wheel thing. Dude, it's all
I
rusted.
feel like we've had this exact conversation
We
before.
have. Yeah. I just am amazed by it every time I see it.
I
I mean,
wish-
it's pretty good.
I hope that Smash 6 has better in-game graphics. Because every year this game ages worse and worse.
I hope it doesn't have... This isn't Smash's fault, but I hope it releases on a console without 6 frames minimum input delay.
Well, we're
Because-
gonna have 7 frames in minimum. Wait,
The average delay on like a good setup for Smash Ultimate, a good tournament setup, is 7 frames.
Right, because it's a one.
Melee's is 3.5.
You can play online Melee with less delay than you can land.
Yeah.
this we crucified Street Fighter we crucified Street Fighter 5 for having this kind of thing.
What, didn't it have only like 4?
No, it was like 7 or 8.
Yeah. It was 7 or 8 before added monitor delay.
No, it was 7 or 8 before added monitor delay, and it was a huge problem to the point they had to fix it.
And it was less bad on PC, so PC players would go to tournaments and play on console and be playing in twice the delay.
Doesn't Ultimate have its own extra few frames of input delay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it like 4 frames?
No, it averages out to 7 offline. Before delay from whatever type of controller you're using.
I don't know why, but I thought it was a combined 10 frames.
That's still egregious.
Oh no, it's
It adds up to 7, according to the measurements on launch day.
I hate this game.
It's a great
you-
party game.
You play around its faults, which some people can do and some people can't.
Skullgirls had an entire mode to make fun of Street Fighter 5 for this.
I have a
Yeah.
hot take about Ultimate.
Right?
About platform fighters in general. In my opinion, Ultimate has the strongest power level for each individual character in any platform fighter, but the weakest system. No wave dashing, hit falling to compare to rivals, no shield dropping to compare to melee. There's so many techniques that are entirely undoable with almost 0 hits done, and characters still get combos. Imagine like Rob in melee, where there's actual hits done, you can combo anything and anything.
I think that would be peak. But I think also there's an aspect of like
Bring it on!
Curious.
okay.
I mean, he did well into Dreamless. Yeah.
Yeah, he is kind of a big target.
But I feel like you can zone out Ken pretty well, can you not?
Probably.
He needs to both these characters.
That's the it's a Rob matchup. Someone's gonna die and it might be Rob.
Yeah,
Also, it felt like Arctic's playing incredibly hot.
I agree. I know Arctic's been focusing more on academics than Smash Bros, so he hasn't been playing as much. But it is an unfortunate stock to lose, though. Still a 2-stock lead, but
This can have some insane combos, to be frank.
yeah. It seems like everyone on this team is kind of lab monsters.
It really felt like that.
I'm sure it was a Kazuya
And Diddy.
Diddy and
And the fun has another one.
Back into the situation.
Where do you think Smash Ultimate Rob power scales? Because that's obviously a different Rob than the one bought with the NES. Oh goodness.
I think he probably power scales to like this is like supposed to be like Subspace Emissary Brawl, I guess, or Subspace Emissary Rob, I guess.
He's so tall. He's taller than the average man.
This is like a mech.
Taller than some relatively tall men.
Pichu could pilot him like a Gundam.
Wait,
With that.
somebody tell the fan artists now.
I'm gonna go home and draw that, and I'm not even a good artist. I'm just gonna do it.
Pichu, get into Robert. Otherwise, Lucas will have to do it.
Actually, Pikachu is a smaller hitbox. Maybe he should do it.
Why would they let that happen?
Because if people complained about Pichu being too small and didn't complain about Pikachu being too small.
Yeah, it's because
Soon
Pikachu.
enough.
Everybody's just ready for Pikachu to be the best character in the game.
People don't even think he's like top 10 anymore.
I mean, that's I said expect, not is.
Yeah. And this could be a
You can get a shield. No reversal doesn't kill.
Yeah, I suppose that would be non-input DP. I don't think you can do input DP out of shield.
Probably not unless you have some insane execution or
Or
the reflector,
Come on.
the Aegis.
Back air him now. Mods, back air this man.
Mod, steal this man's apes.
Nair kill is crazy.
I want to talk about that actually. Blocking the Hadoken with the gyro into the Nair.
Oh, nice air dodge reach there with the Nair and laser. I do. This lead does look really, really good for CSU. I'm a little bit scared about the existence of this Diddy Kong.
It's going to be a problem. Worst comes to worst, I think CSU does at the very least have options.
Yeah. I think Colin's our best pick in the Duck 190, right?
Yeah, he took two.
He took two.
Yeah, that's very, very good.
I think Colin Ruby, assuming Arctic is able to bring it home, I think like Colin Ruby is probably the play.
Took it home.
Oh, he took it home! Speak of the devil and he will appear!
One way to do it. So we are seeing Duck 190 now. 7 stocks, 2-3. So it would be very, very impressive for Duck 190 to take this back, but it's not out of the realm of
It is their anchor, which is the problem. But
Yeah.
like CSU is at a stock advantage.
And CSU has our own anchor.
CSU versus Manchester, 3 stocks to 7. We've seen this so many times.
Like, I think that is the fun of like the crew battle format. Sometimes you have what like the fear is still there. The fear is still there. You can't count anybody out.
Oh,
The whole team
Oh, sorry.
have a whole team losing in a second.
That's time I was talking about earlier about when Ruby took 6 stocks when he had to go up against 7. I forgot. It was actually he took 7. He was up against 8. It was the last player. And it was he had coming into the Kazuya. No, he came in to finish off the Diddy Kong, then came in Kazuya, then came in Reed. I think
Yeah, and it was
you and I were casting.
yep. The Kazuya took an additional stock, which made it a lot more difficult. And we were like, yeah, it was a single stock difference.
If Smash 6 comes out, and what if there's no GameCube for it?
What if Smash 6 comes out and in the trailer, you see Gino and then Master Chief?
Both of those characters would be lame in Smash, is the issue, so I don't care.
What if Fortnite Jonesy kills him?
Would also be lame in Smash.
There's more potential there.
Okay.
What if Steve had a gun?
Actually, okay, no.
What if Steve had charge shot?
he wouldn't have charge shot? Let's be frank there.
What if Steve had bullet
What if
time?
Steve had to enter a stance to build?
That's true. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Pretty
He
cool.
can't attack during that stance. That'd be cool.
Technically, he already does that. You just exit it frame
Okay.
one.
No, yeah, that's the
You
problem.
can nil.
Like, that's not really a
Nil is the only cool tech in Ultimate, though, is the issue. So I'm all for it.
What if they
It's
made?
all-
What if they released Smash 6 and it was a 3v3 fighter?
What if they release Smash 6 and when you put it in your console, it explodes?
What if they release Smash 6 and we actually talk about it on broadcast?
I won't. I'm not going to be here.
True.
Yeah, we are losing Rocks. They are.
I will be killed at the end of the semester.
Yeah, it's a shame they're gonna get her.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Um,
folks.
They finally found her.
They found me. The snipers
Yeah.
are in position.
I gotta do my taxes. You? I haven't filed my taxes yet. Waiting till the last minute. I'll do them this weekend.
I didn't make enough to need to do taxes.
I tried to do my taxes, but apparently I'm wrong in the IRA.
You still have to file your taxes.
I got explicitly told I did not. I TurboTax themselves, but
Maybe I don't.
Did you get paid last year?
I'm finally paying him. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
I'm finally paying Javi.
hooray!
Please tell me you just clocked in 20 hours every day.
It's a shame that he still can't clock in more than 20 hours a week because
He's
he's just never going to catch up on his backlog of hours.
He will in 2027.
He will if CSU Athletics follows Ohio labor laws. So we'll keep you updated on that one.
We'll keep you all updated on that one. It's gonna be a bit of an ordeal.
We will be live posting it. So.
We'll have
CSU Bikes_GG on Twitter.
We'll
Make
have
sure you also follow our Blue Sky.
We have a blue sky?
we have a blue sky.
Okay,
You
once we have our website, I'm making us a blue sky as resident content girl because I want us to use a verified domain, and we don't have control over a CSU domain right now.
You should just do that.
We don't have control over a CSU domain right now. That is going to be Duck190 taking a quick 2 stocks, really realizing our fears here.
I thought it was one.
No, Arctic.
Oh,
Yeah, it was only one.
okay.
I can't do math. I'm taking calculus, so I've lost all my ability to do any math I learned before, like 7th grade.
That's the secret. Like, math isn't real, I don't think.
2 + 2.
That's 5, right?
No, it's 3.
Yeah, so we're seeing Colin here, right?
Yeah.
Colin into Ruby, almost definitely.
Colony. No, I don't think I can say that on stream. Yeah, of course you did. Of course you knew what I was going to say. That joke's really easy.
Usually I don't know what people are going to say when they're about to do one of those, but this was the one time that...
It's because it's the easiest joke ever made.
It was like that scene in Jimmy Neutron where he feels his brain neuron activate.
You mean the brain blast? That happens like every episode, you know?
I was thinking of a different thing, but I guess... I was thinking of Sheen when his brain expands.
Y'all think Jimmy Neutron is as smart as he wants you to believe, or is he only seem that smart because we're seeing it from his perspective?
He's compensating. He definitely invested in it.
I don't know. I don't think he's a crypto bro.
Oh, no!
That's not a good noise. Dreamless?
This makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Greenless is one of our stronger players. I think that this matchup in theory is a little bit better than Young Link.
So hypothetically, if there was a pig and a chimp,
Not this again.
I'm not going to finish this late statement, but I am going to make the joke. Like, I have creative integrity, but not that much creative integrity.
Nice low start to this one. Rock pig coming out.
Unfortunate. Not going to be able to find much off of it. Attack finds the
Get back. I play this character, so I'm taking notes mentally.
But unfortunately not going to hit something. Finds a duck 150, 190. I said I don't know how to do math. I apologize.
Duck 150. He took 40 of him.
It's currently a Duck 103.
The number gets lower the higher Duck
Every stock he
190%
loses,
goes.
it goes down one.
No. You have to subtract the percent from the number.
What if he hits 200? Is he Duck negative 10?
Yes.
Pull up to the function and there are negative 10 ducks. What do you do?
Okay, does this just imply a state of duck debt? Or is this, are we talking like actual negative ducks?
Duck dead.
Ever see a negative duck?
Have you seen a positive duck?
No.
Yeah, first stock is being taken here by Duck 190. And man, this gets more precarious every stock.
That's the problem. These kinds of anchors can really just run away with the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Nice little shot put snipe, evening things up.
I mean, when I throw a brick through someone's window.
Nice shot with snipe.
I think Me Brawler has the best projectile that you could do in real life.
True.
Maybe aside from like Joker, I guess.
We got banana on screen. That's a pretty good one.
Dude, pocket banana peel. We were discussing this at the local yesterday, and we concluded that the best projectile someone could have is a villager pocket minecart.
You can't fit. No, I'm like, you have to be able to do it in real. You can't put a minecart in your pocket.
Yeah, but like,
Is that a minecart in your pocket, or you have to see me?
Oh no.
it's not like you can just carry around a shot put. Those are like 100 pounds.
You feasibly could. Like, they're heavy, but like they're meant to be held in your hand.
They're like 40 pounds.
They're so heavy, bro.
But the entire point of them is that you can hold them.
4 stocks to 2.
To be fair, like 2 into like a Ruby feels nice at the very least. That might be dead. Survival.
That might be dead. No, not quite.
The way we said that perfectly insane.
Back to neutral.
All right, Nair.
Go, gadget, down throw, thrupper.
Pass the percent already. You have to up air it.
It doesn't. I didn't say it'd be true.
Okay, well, this is doable. They're gonna send out Colin though, and we're gonna be flabbergasted. But then Colin's gonna like clutch it up. My prediction.
Believable. Yet they are in a very precarious position.
It looks like Nintendo first-party games on Switch 2 are gonna be $70 minimum.
Yeah.
I love video games getting more expensive. I love everything costing $1 million.
Dude, the new FromSoft game is gonna be like $5,000.
You just have to start like giving Nintendo organs to get games at this point.
I would do it. I think it's time to bring back game rentals.
Bro!
But only done by third parties. I'm not renting a game from Nintendo.
Blockbuster, we're talking!
Victor went to Blockbuster as a kid,
No,
and that
he
always
didn't.
messes with me.
No, he didn't.
I looked it up. There was one where he lived until he was like 12.
To be fair, like they were like hemorrhaging for a lot longer than you'd think.
No,
Yeah.
I had a Blockbuster near me until I was 12, which is like 40 years before.
Some of them, there are still Blockbusters that are open. You know that,
It
right?
was like 1, I think.
One in the world, maybe.
No, there are like 4.
Magic Quest. Okay.
The Oracle.
The Oracle is spoken.
They're gonna send
Yeah.
in colonies
Okay, is this
now.
the Oracle of Seasons or the Oracle of Ages?
The Oracle. I have.
I mean, no. Yeah, that's real.
I am.
That was Joseph
It's
Smith,
me!
actually.
I feel like if you're the Cleveland Oracle, you can't help but see horrible things.
What do you mean?
I love this
I
city,
love it
but
here.
it's like, you can't not be in Cleveland and not be aware of what Cleveland's like. I love it, but it's Cleveland, baby.
Yeah. Shout out to the river.
That catches on fire.
Shout out to the river that catches on fire. Shout out to the lake that kills you.
Shoutouts to the beach that makes you old.
Colin holding his own very well here. So far, at least.
Playing a little bit methodically. Like, both these characters kind of want the same thing.
Duck 190 getting the cross up, the stationary cross up, if you will.
Sometimes you just cross yourself up.
Okay.
This is a little bit scary.
And I'm too invested. I don't even know what to say.
No, that's right. At some point, you just start watching the match.
Yeah.
The tension is really just.
He's going for so many of these up Bs, and none of them have been punished yet, but when that punish hits, it's going to be so big. It's going to be Z-drop banana, down air, re-grab banana, throw it, up smash for 50.
That happens at the same, like that. If that happens as directly stated, we have to clip that.
It wouldn't be up smash, it would be into barrels.
Probably. I've been fighting off my hiccups this entire. I don't know why I've been hiccuping so constantly. That's my phone. I'm so sorry.
Oh, this is. We're in this chat. We're in this chat.
Winnable.
Do I hear a game 3?
It'd be possible. I don't want to say it in the booth because you know what happens anytime you say something in the booth. But my hopes and dreams are alive, I believe.
Sword is so small.
Analysis from our captain here at CSU.
It's barely a disjoint.
This one. He's still got a lead. He's just getting
Jump in air from ledge.
Watch the match.
This is just change. Remember, it's okay if he loses the stock. He just needs a bit more percent to make things comfortable.
Yeah,
It's a Duck 90 clutch factor. Okay, that's.
Forgetting about the Colony's plus factor.
I think that might have
Colony's
been...
famously not a player with clutch factor. As good as he is prone to choke a little tiny bit.
Not today.
Not today. Please, Mr. Neese. We, Mr. Colonies, we need you.
Okay, survival.
That's big. That's big. He is playing nervous. I think he's dropping so many of these.
Absolutely. How can you not? It's all up to you at this point. Like, if you can't pull this out, this is
it for your CECC run for the season.
the grab. Unfortunately, that's going to kill, bring this to a 1-1 situation. 80% on Duck 190. Or should I say Duck 110? 110.7.
109.7, yeah. Oh! Oh!
Okay, percentage is building, but unfortunately it's not going to mount into a kill. Colony's still trying to look for it, probably still a little bit nervous, throws the boomerang, throws the bomb, tries to control space.
He's going to get Z-drop dared at ledge.
That's not ideal. Finds the two jabs, an advantage! Tries to find the F there, but not quite going to get it! Colony's takes control of the stage, throws the bomb, it's still sitting.
What's the grab?
Doesn't get punished for it, tries to find the F air, but it's not quite going to connect. Bomb arrow, but no! 50%. Drop down there.
Oh, narrowly not
S-Smash
killing.
takes control of the stage, throwing some bombs, trying to play a little bit of a pseudo-state game plan into the up air to finish out the set! Let's go, baby!
Game 2, not the set. Critically.
I use set interchangeably with game. You commentated Overwatch long enough for you to understand I use these words interchangeably.
It's crazy that I predicted this exactly.
They're gonna be a little bit take on time.
1-1, baby.
Currently 8:22. They have a game in 8 minutes.
Yeah, we keep ending up in this situation.
So what I think is going on? Ruby has not played either time. We both know that Ruby is probably the best player in Cruise. They're practicing. They're practicing if they can't have Ruby play.
Oh, for Gleck, because Ruby can't make it to Gleck due to a religious obligation.
I
Okay.
don't know if that was public information, so that's why I was trying
I'm
to
not going to
say
get deeper into it than that, but that's like the gist of it.
Yeah. I think that's what they're doing right now, because this is not the highest stakes. They have a chance to get VOD footage today. If they lose today, they have VOD footage. If they win today, they can beat Manchester without.
I just want to say, crazy time to schedule Gleck finals for. Just gonna put it out there over a very major religious event.
Yeah,
Kind of wild. Not when I would have scheduled it. But there's a reason I don't run the Great Lakes Esports Conference. And
There
it's
is?
because they're cowards.
Listen.
They could never handle
Kidding. Yeah, you are very right, though. I did not think about it from this angle. Especially because I don't think they're too attached to their CECC performance.
Yeah, like if they win this, I think they have to play against like Maryville. Like their bracket does not get easier, and they're. I love the guys. They're not going to win their bracket. They have Fisher, and they're saying that.
Yeah.
No, sorry, they have Fisher's in the other bracket. They have Maryville and Northwood in their bracket. So they are. Unless they pull out a miracle, they're not winning the CECC LCQ. What matters more is this match, more than anything else. It's getting the information to know if you can. Really, that's it at the end of the day.
Gets your foot in the door, it gets your momentum going, it gives you VOD footage,
Exactly.
and it gives me hiccups.
Yeah. We do probably have a minute between games, so I think we're gonna go do it. Be right back, and see you in just a moment.
Alrighty then, going once again into the Duck Hunt versus Chimpus.
One, go!
Trying to start back again?
Yeah, different Chimpus skin.
This means that they favor the Duck Hunt in this matchup over the Piranha Plant, which is interesting to me at the very least. I feel as though Plant would do better in this match.
I can understand it. I think that Duck Hunt has better set play in the sense of...
Hands frame one. I forgot. Hands frame one.
Can is frame one. That is true.
It sure can.
There can be frame.
Okay.
Let's go, Chimpus!
Here's that.
1.2% on him?
1.2 to death.
Was that literally bubble damage?
Yes. It
Awesome.
was true. It was not. It was real weird.
I'd be screaming about it if I didn't scream about everything else in this set and my voice is now scratched.
Next.
No, I'm not gonna get it.
So,
We die like real men.
if you win a game only taking bubble damage, is that a JV4? Here's a follow-up question. If you win a game in melee, only taking damage by crouch canceling during Sheik RTC, is that a JV4?
No.
Because it's about taking.
Intentional damage. It is... You can't avoid bubble damage.
It's about taking a hit.
Yeah.
That's why people have. Oh my god!
Okay! Alright!
It's why there's the argument with Fox.
Is it not more about losing neutral? Because that's why Fox Laser doesn't count. You didn't lose neutral. when-
Fox Laser doesn't count because you can't... Like... If my entire thing is I don't want to get JV forward, like, oh, I'm gonna hit the Fox Laser and now you can't JV for me.
Hamza did it.
And that's Amza. Are you gonna say Amza was wrong? He's Amza.
Hamza's right about most things, and that's because I don't know his opinions on anything, because we don't speak the same language.
This is right there. Plays for it.
He plays to win.
I remember when everyone thought he said thought it was baller.
I love Smash Brothers.
Everyone thought it was so baller, and then it was just saying a normal thing.
I still think it's baller. I think saying I play to win on a character who is considered a mid tier is kind of baller. No, yeah, like people did not think this character was real until Amza was like, no, this character is real. Don't believe so, but that's made up for the fact by shield just lets you not take damage.
Forward throw dash attack. I don't think that should work.
I don't know. I don't agree. I think that's kind of a cool combo.
I like the way.
I think Smash should be more willing to give characters interesting combo. Like I think
Roy down tilt!
like melee right now. Okay, now we're talking, baby.
Have you guys seen
Nice.
next Doctor from Tempest? Have you guys seen HDR Roy? That character has ultimate Roy jab and melee Roy down tilt.
That is the first cool thing I've ever heard about HDR.
That game's pretty fun now. The camera used to be motion sickness inducing.
My main experience is I saw somebody making like a really angry post about HDR Sora.
Yeah, Duck Hunt was banned for a bit. Nope. Cause like you just got 0 to deaths and it was not hard.
Was it Play Vision?
Wasn't there tech that let you like do down smash except it hit 1 billion times as Duck Hunt? You mashed can.
Okay.
You might be thinking of Clay Vision. In the past, Doc
Hunt.
Duck Hunt has had 0 to deaths on like specifically heavyweights that were very easy on, and they're still technically doable on. I think with Clay Vision.
Ooh. Dabber. Arachnid. How do you feel about Orb Sun? Hey, that good. I keep having those appear. Yeah, the care not to do that. Yeah, that makes sense. Same difference.
Yeah.
The Overwatch one, I would expect you to do it because you play that game.
No, I got no part too.
Different. There's not even. You don't even have the PVE anymore. They canceled it.
Stop making me sad. Every aspect of PvE that people wanted into PvE.
To be fair, but like,
What about the part where you play versus entity players?
Every part except for that one.
when is Overwatch 2 just gonna get a raid like it's Destiny?
I can't wait for Overwatch 3 where it is an RTS.
Can't wait for Overwatch 3 where it's a fighting game.
Go!
I was expecting it would go hard. That the Lich King.
I listen. I can make a joke here, but I don't think I can.
Smash Bro.
Smashy Bros.
Smash Brothers. They're gonna send out Duck 190.
190. He is playing the Diddy Kong.
Sorry, I just watched Bayonetta run across the whole stage and trip on what looks like Duck 190's shield, and it just sent me.
Yeah, shielding in front of or behind it is very strong. Can't land on. Yep. Can't land on the shield with an aerial because you will get hit by a banana. It is messed up.
That's the power of fruit.
This is probably one of the biggest cannon power disparities in the game. And that is a quick stop.
Yeah, ow, that is painful.
Yeah, and now we send in probably Colin.
Colin comes back for the run back.
Is it just Wii Fit Trainer?
Pichu.
No, because Pichu still has the powers of.
But canonically, it can only like zap you. It's like static electricity.
Like
A level 100 Pichu still kill it.
we don't have a that's assuming best case and situation for Pichu and worst case situation for Wii.
To be fair,
We don't know what Wii Fit is.
a lady,
Yeah.
a fit woman.
Have you ever seen somebody with Wii Fit's complexion?
Let me
Family
think.
reunion.
Do you think a Pichu can beat Wii Fit?
I think I couldn't beat a Pichu.
Is it Jigglypuff?
It is not Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff is probably worth.
Jigglypuff is Igglybuck would be comparable to Pichu.
No, Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff.
Worse than a Pichu.
Maybe, because Wigglytuff is worse than Pichu.
Okay.
Very solid.
Doesn't Pikachu also have like special items?
Yeah. But like way worse.
Dude,
Like, Wigglytuff is probably the worst.
Actually, you know what? This isn't for worse, but I want to get your opinion on like a canon matchup. Wii Fit Trainer, Little Mac.
Little Mac.
I don't know if I believe that.
Because she doesn't have the power of the sun in her.
That is true, but that's not entirely what I think is the difference maker.
I think Little Mac can beat Tyson. Therefore, he can beat Wii Fit Trainer.
In Pokemon Generation 7, specifically Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you can talk to a guy who lives on like he's like a Pikachu rights activist, and he has a bunch of Pikachus on his ranch, and at least you could for a limited time get a Pikachu with Ash's hat, and it made me very, very happy, and I think about it.
I think that's cool. I think that's really sad because I'm a Raichu fan.
Raichu's awesome.
I'm not. That was also the only good generation for Raichu. I have killed rocks.
Why do you not like Raichu? Raichu's awesome. He's still fat, which is the ultimate form for that.
I hate the shade of orange he is. I wish he was just yellow.
I don't. I kind of like the aura. I like it getting darker as like I think that it kind of makes sense.
Well,
He's hitting the syrup.
he eats pancakes and his favorite movie is Surf's Up. I love that.
So, Colin coming in. Pace of the game slows down yet again. Not a knock to either player, just the optimal way to play this.
No, yeah, like this is a very slow, methodical game. Okay. I kind of want to talk about the game. However, I have another hypothetical.
No, you gotta talk about the game.
Make it quick.
Out of the roster, who do you think would be the best actual Smash player?
How many of them are canon gamers? Joker, it's Joker.
I think Joker has a contestant. I think like Ness probably is pretty alright.
Lucas. I
don't think Lucas is as good as Ness. Like Ness had like a comfortable home life. He had like the space to probably grind out whatever game he's playing.
I think Ness, by the nature of the era and time he was in, couldn't grind with online opponents and is probably worse for it.
Probably. He also had a lot less going on, I think.
Yeah, his dad was never home, so he had to do something to fill the time.
He had an arcade in hometown. He was obviously grinding that.
He has more time for Smash.
You know where else famously has arcades? Shibuya.
Yeah. And like
Joker has parents. So.
Yeah, Joker doesn't. He has to go to sleep super early because his cat makes him.
He doesn't have as much time to grind as Ness. Anyways, back to the game.
Back to the game. Stocks are even here. Percent's pretty even. That's going to be the first stock taken from Duck 190.
That is unfortunate, but we are going to see a decent amount of percent going on.
Yeah, if you can go even with Duck 190 here, I think we take this game for you.
I could definitely see it.
That's brutal. Only 20%, but the mental damage of getting just...
Goes to stage, finds the point blank boomerang.
That's gonna be the kill. No, he's at too high percent.
It's kind of down, doesn't really make it. Off stage.
Yeah, the
It's
section
scary.
is frightening.
right?
Near him now. It's hard to react to that on Wi-Fi though.
The blue has the control of the banana right now. Up.
He put so much extra credit there, and yeah, taking a whole stock worth of it. I think Cullen needs to take one more.
Yeah, that's, you don't want to give Duck 190 into 2 here. Like, you want to take a second, you want to be able to keep the momentum going. Okay, I thought that was death for a second.
Yeah. Not able to find anything. Right back off stage, one interaction into the next.
I'm playing very nervous right now.
Yeah, no, this is a little bit scared. Unfortunate going into the next game with 2 stocks for Duck 190. That's painful. That is really, really painful.
Yeah, well, they definitely send out Dreamless Brawler here.
I definitely could see it.
Pars played?
Maybe, but
This game,
if Pars hasn't played, they might send it.
either or, I could definitely see it. I think it's contentious at this
it could now play for the hard dub.
I mean, you definitely have the mix-up potential now. They probably think that Ruby is, like, not here.
Yeah, they probably think he is ill.
Also, I was thinking about it. I think we're forgetting a very important... I think Mewtwo would be technically the best Smash player in the roster.
He would be able to read you very well because he has perfect reaction.
Perfect reaction time is Psychic. Functionally does not need to worry about execution because he can just psychically move the controller.
Dude, do you think Neuralink would be banned in Melee?
I don't think it should be. I think it should have a separate bracket, admittedly. But like I would love playing Melee with like
saying an AI tournament for chess.
I mean, yes, I think there should be a chess tournament with engines allowed
Once every 3 years.
I don't think once. Here's the difference, though. Like, I still have to conceive of my game plan.
Oh, no.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
We didn't believe in it last time, and it worked out.
This is doable.
I'm curious.
Oh man. I'm pessimistic.
Well, Michael will come in.
True. Our hero.
He is our hero. That is correct. We ever need to play against any teams who don't know how to read English?
That's our secret weapon.
I think hero should be legal, but the person playing against the hero should be able to pick any language to set
That's
to.
so...
Because hero players love talking about how, oh, it's not that hard to learn the spells. Then you do it. That's not a kill.
You know what? Actually, I think both players should just counterpick to a language neither of them knows.
I was gonna say it has to be Latin.
Because you could learn... No, I think it has to be... You have to explicitly choose one that neither player knows.
Yeah, but if we make it a global rule set that hero players have, or whenever a hero's in the game automatically goes to Latin, then both players can learn it.
Both players can learn it.
Latin isn't an option in this game. There are only like 8.
It should be for Latin is kind of a dead language, isn't it?
It's entirely dead.
That's why you would pick Latin, because everybody has to learn it. Okay.
What if somebody knows Latin before they start playing the game? I don't know. Harmonized.
This is very doable. He's doing a little bit better than I expected. Nice job avoiding that tricky setup there.
Like, I think like as much as it is like what you want to go for, I thought that was go for a second. Like, it is kind of obvious that you're going to go for it.
Yeah, this stage too is yeah.
That's ideal.
All of it.
Yeah, this is big.
Like, what do you send in? Like, the Shotos die here.
Huh?
What happened to previous time they sent the Kazi into Dreamless?
That's the
It was a
That's an
massacre!
excellent point. I kind of forgot. You know, Kazuya seems good here. That Kazuya doesn't.
Send it in. Give Dreamless the run back.
We haven't seen the plant / Alma player.
I still think that kind of gets blocked.
Yeah. It's like minus
You
3.
get boxed out, don't you?
Olimar's really bad. Not really bad. Olimar's bad.
I think
He's like mid tier. No character that loses minus 3 to Incineroar.
Plants an even to winning matchup with Aegis.
Yeah, we get it. You have to vouch for Plant. You still got your stocks from when you were working at the company and you want them to go up so you can sell them.
I'm just saying. I think Plant has a shockingly good matchup into the top tiers.
I think Ness born at the same, like, Ness at his age when he's in the 24 hours, like, I think that I'm in retrospect agreeing that, like, a 90s player is never beating a 2010s player. However, I think Ness born in the 2010s against Joker bodies him. No contest.
I don't know. I think
It's a kid in a Smash tournament with psychic powers, dog. You're not beating that. It doesn't matter what
Okay.
persona you bring into it, you're losing.
Mitch coming out.
Okay. I was about to call him Kyle Keith. That's not this.
Close enough.
He's the fire out of the two. I don't know. I'm throwing out like this.
Is Ken typically short for something? I know
Ken
Ken's short for
Masters.
Hendrick Kennedy. Yeah.
Don't believe it is though. I believe his name is just Ken.
They Googled American guy.
And they were correct!
And that's that.
Good. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, CSU down a stock here.
Back to center.
I'm gonna say, doing this well against the team that made Gleck finals last semester without your anchor is crazy.
No, yeah, this is kind of peak.
It's crazy that this team's gonna be even stronger next semester. I'm not gonna leak anything, but goodness, it's gonna be crazy.
You can stop. Don't leak that to me. Don't make me upset the fact that I'm gonna die at the end of the semester.
Yeah,
I've come to grips with it.
we are taking rocks from you all.
He's gonna die and miss Spargo on CSU.
What? I leak for 2 minutes and we become Fisher.
No, we don't have enough money for Spargo, bro.
He actually secretly got Hungry Box as a kid.
Reeboks doesn't have a
Bit. This child nobody knew about.
You know who does have a child?
Mango.
Ocean. Ocean. The Brawl Rob who beat M2K at his first US tournament.
Wow.
Has a kid with another pro Brawl player.
Oh, that,
Yeah.
that's nice.
So this child is
Same character or different character?
different character.
What are the two different?
I don't remember what his wife plays, unfortunately.
No. We can't average out the two characters.
I can check.
I'll just
Okay.
train him to play Meta.
No, if you make your kid play Brawl in 2025,
No.
you're a terrorist.
No, I think that it's a thing of like, if you're a kid and you see your parents playing something all the time, like, you're gonna start playing it.
I don't think they play Brawl much anymore.
It's like your dad showing you like a book, a what's it called book, of him in like soccer.
Scrapbook.
Scrapbook, yeah. Like a scrapbook of your dad when he's soccer.
Dreamless evens it up, although it has a little bit of a scary stock deficit. Although this is 4-3 in the worst case situation.
Okay, so his wife is apparently better at Ultimate than she was at Brawl, and she plays Min.
His skin.
No!
And she played the Bayo in Smash 4.
So this kid ends up being a Smash 4 player because it evens out, right?
I think this kid will play whichever game is available when he is 13. When they are 13, I don't know what gender this child is, I'll be honest.
I was gonna try and counter that because I'm a Melee player and I'm also 21, but
You're 21?
yeah. How old do you think I was?
I don't know. I never thought about it. It makes perfect sense, but I just never. You could hear the pop off from the other room. This one, without any words, we can't repeat.
You can hear the pop off from there. So, like I said, playing without Ruby.
Yeah.
And here, you are in one of the best positions you've ever been in Manchester. And coming into this last game, or penultimate game, unless Dreamless can, 3-stock this Kazuya again, assuming it's bars coming in. It could also be on Ryu. We haven't seen them. It could also be Grimbo coming in. Assuming CSU wins this, then they have proven to themselves, which I know that team has had moments of lacking confidence against this team in particular. They've proven to themselves that they can beat this team without Ruby.
No, yeah, like honestly, like the thing is, like as much as I have always been, and you will always cite me as I am the Ruby defender. Yeah. I think that if there is anybody in these leagues that can sweep, it is Ruby beyond a shadow of a doubt.
You believe in Ruby more than I believe in.
Yeah, no, I have Ruby stocks that I need to sell before I die.
Before you get taken out back.
Before I get taken out back, like Old Yeller. However, like CSU, like I'm gonna be admitted, I could see a lot, like almost all of our roster making a sweep. Like these are terrifying players. Yo. All right.
I think this is the one game I think.
Do you think if young Link were born in the 2010s, do you think he'd be good at Smash?
No.
No. He doesn't have the gamer gene. He's outside playing.
He's a soccer player, yeah.
He's outside playing.
He's catching bugs.
He's catching bugs. He's doing like
he's finishing.
Rhino.
He's a country boy.
He's doing like Rhino, Beetle, Sumo, whatever they're
I can
called.
believe that. Wait, do Mii's count? Because I feel like that's just kind of cheating at that point.
No, they count,
don't
and they
count.
would all be bad, except for maybe better.
What if I make a Mii of Hungry Box? What if I make a Mii of Mango?
That's not Mii fighter.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. The Ryu's coming in.
Ryu from Streets.
Sejion.
That is
It is
the
triple one.
This is the periwinkle.
It's not a color, bro.
Yes, it is!
I don't care what anyone says. It's not a color.
You just stop screaming about things that
Why is there just chanting coming from out there?
The pressure is on, and the stakes are high. The chips are down. This is probably the second most important match that you guys will have to play all year. Not important,
I think
literally, but important mentally.
Yeah, this is like very important for their mental game.
I think we sweep at this point.
I think it's very hard to do anything but not get swept here if you're Manchester. Like, I don't want to say that in the booth, but
Ryu can go boom.
Ryu has DP, so like that is scary.
I hate the parry animation in this game. Just feels like it should be building a meter.
No, yeah, okay. What if in Smash 6 everybody gets a meter?
That would be a really fun change to the format. But I don't think any of the plat fighters that have tried it have done it very well.
I don't think they have. Like, I think that like
Rainmakers isn't a finished game. Yeah, 3 stocks to 2 here. I think we just send an Arctic, right?
What's Ryu doing against Rob? Like, try and get your combo off?
Combo and kill.
You combo, yeah, you can get like an air trains into down air.
No, like you combo, but like, are you kidding me?
You match the zoning potential better than most of the characters these guys have.
Probably, but is that enough?
Ryu's neutral's really good.
I don't say this neutral's bad. I'm saying Rob's is crazy.
They might just send out Ruby.
They could. Ruby is a done deal.
If you kill shot them with Ruby here, that's.
I don't think they want to though.
I don't think they want to, but like worst comes to you do get an extra set of VOD review. Like I think it's optimal.
I'd rather lose than send in Ruby here.
Dude,
I could believe it, but also
the worst thing ever.
those muscles are crazy.
Yeah, he's meditating under waterfalls.
Gotta look to you.
Do I? I'm not attracted to this man at all. I'm just impressed.
What do you mean? You got those big bushy eyebrows.
Not my type.
It's not my type either.
Aren't... Never mind.
Yes, I am gay. What's the point?
The lesbian.
What if we send out Michael?
What if we whipped out the Michael?
Probably pop off.
It would make me so happy. Just once before I die. Next semester, we're probably gonna have a second Smash team, and we'll probably get to see Michael play on that. But I want to see him on the main team.
I want to see him right.
Me too. Just once before I die.
I'm just gonna load up Hero now.
Oh. That's cool though. We're Corey fans in this household.
We can do a
This household, I do live here in the booth. They don't let me go home.
I think we got the couch in here. We got really uncomfortable sleeping on the floor.
I have slept in this room.
I think most of us have.
It's pretty comfy.
It's all right.
Yeah. So zoning.
Zoning.
Neutral there.
You think Rob would be good at Smash? Or do you think he'd be like the level 9 CPU you have as a partner if you can't get a
He'd be a level 10
He'd be
CPU.
an amiibo.
He'd be a level 10 CPU.
I don't think he'd be an amiibo.
I don't think Rob has the capacity to learn.
I mean, to be fair,
Old technology.
Yeah. This is before they figured out neural networks. Like,
Everything below the neural network's old.
I think
yeah, neural networks became a thing in like the 70s and became popular in like the 2000s.
when do you think we start getting generative AI trash talking fighting games? I hope not.
Unfortunately, no company who makes AI will ever let their boss say anything bad on purpose.
True. I mean, true.
Anything mean on purpose.
That's, I mean, there's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
They have enough of those.
And reasonably so, but...
Yeah. A lot of camping.
I mean, like, what are you gonna do here?
Yeah, so
like,
it
run in
goes.
and die?
I don't want to run into Ryu's freakishly muscular arms.
You're dead if you get hit once by a Ken Fool.
Not if it is.
Is he not down smash? Back. That. But it's.
Yeah, okay, alright. Okay.
I'll bear him now.
If there were another Street Fighter character in Smash, who would you want?
Cammy.
You know what? I can understand it. I want Urian.
That's fair. I don't want to play a charge character in Ultimate.
Well, I think... And then... Here, in the game is right there. Urian would be so sick. Yoon would be so sick.
I think Apple.
Probably.
Probably. Gyro. It was fallen.
Sometimes you fall to Gyro, and sometimes Gyro falls with you.
Life Sledge at like 160 will just always.
Yeah.
It's such a terrifying move. The fact that that move ever killed, and it's still at that point, it's still killing you eventually.
Yeah.
And it can be cut so.
God, just leaving the gyro in between you and your opponent is so strong.
I love it. I think that Ultimate needs more set play, in my opinion. Like, I love the set play characters in this game.
Yeah, like Steve.
No, like you're saying that as a bit to try and contradict me. I think Steve
No,
is
I
sick.
love Steve.
Okay, I'm glad that we're not being sarcastic. I think that like Steve, I think Steve could be cooler if he were more offensive, but
I think Steve's the coolest character in this game. Steve
I thought
sympathizers.
you were an anti-Steve and
Weirdly, all the three people who love Steve here are also three people who don't compete seriously in the game. I wonder if there's some correlation there.
yeah, it's because we were based. I think that those things are correlated, but not in the way you think.
Yeah. Okay, last stock situation here. We gotta lock in.
Yeah, no.
Oh
this
goodness,
is
that's
scary.
30%.
That's 32. That is a scary percentage to be against a Ryu. Gyro's going to come out to try and control neutral. Unfortunately, that's another cancel normal. 57 for Arctic. These percentages are both pretty even. Hits another Gyro. Gets the fair to counter it with an air-to-air. Back to this ledge scenario against Seijin.
Oh my
I think that's
goodness.
how you pronounce it. No! Okay, we're good.
I think it's Sejion.
Sejian?
I don't know.
And I pronounce names weird anyway, so.
Oh,
Not ideal.
dead even here. Oh my god, that's the kill!
It's on the DP! That is minus on block! That's historical! That's what you see in Street Fighter! And CSU is able to take it without resorting to Ruby!
Okay,
That's what we like to see!
I gotta go find out who we're playing next, if we're playing someone next.
Baby!
So stick around, don't leave. We'll be right back with more Smash Ultimate content for you.
I'm gonna get water.
Probably.
Oh crap.
Did you end stream?
No, I went to a different.
Alrighty then, folks, in the middle of it, I've got Dreamless here. Dreamless, how you feeling after that win?
Very good.
Definitely. Now, we had a very, very contentious game. Felt like it was a very charged one against that Kazuya. What was going through your mind, and how'd that pop-off feel?
So their Kazuya, I have played him a few times at this point, and I've done very well every single time. So I was very confident going into it, but I was not expecting to take a 3-stock there. But I caught a bad recovery, like I always do, and took his stock without taking a single hit the last one, which is I'm very proud of that.
No, that was incredibly sick. Now, it's looking like y'all were attempting to kind of run this without Ruby,
Yes.
Just to kind of maybe get used to it. How is that feeling for y'all, and like what's changing in your mind when you have to adjust to that?
I'm really, really confident for the Gleck Land now, because Ruby is not going to be able to come with us to the playoffs. So they're the best team, second best team. second best team in that conference, and
Competitor.
our fiercest competitor. Yes. And I think that now that we have that online win without Ruben under our belt, I feel a lot more confident about how we're gonna do a couple weeks from now. And a lot of how they play really benefits from the Wi-Fi. Like that Ryu played really campy, really good on Wi-Fi. Their Diddy Kong plays really campy, really good on Wi-Fi. Our team is not as used to that as they are, because they are more seasoned. They're more seasoned online. They're more seasoned to Wi-Fi warriors than we are.
You're allowed to trash talk a little bit.
No, I want to be nice.
You did win.
I respect.
You did get the win.
I respect their team. I respect their team.
No. It didn't sound like that during the match, but now I think we got to let you go so that you can handle the next one against.
We don't have another match.
We don't have another match.
No.
The other team auto-qualified.
The other team qualified somewhere else, so they are not going to be playing the LCQ.
Well, that means that most of our commentary has been a little bit bunk. So I guess I've got the last little question. Are you afraid of the right side of the couch?
No, that's where Ty told me to sit. So.
Yeah, thanks for putting me in the corner, man.
He can still
Yeah, let me just ask it in the middle of the contest. Thank you so much for joining us. Apparently we don't. No, you don't have to apologize. I'm doing a bit. Thank you so much for joining us. It looks like we're not going to have another game, so I think this might be it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. I think we've got another Smash thing going on tomorrow.
NACE playoffs, but the CECC top 8 is also tomorrow, and they're at the same time, which
something up with that.
We're gonna figure it out.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. I've been Psychic here with Dreamless, Time Munster, Livy. Please tune in tomorrow for more Smash Ultimate, and we'll see you then. Take care.